The beautiful voices of the legendary Signal Hill Alumni Choir as they get ready to give us Christmas again, songs we sing on November 25th and 26th at the Daaga Auditorium. This morning, we are joined by John Arnold in his capacity as Artistic Director of the Signal Hill Alumni Choir here on Now to wrap things up. Good morning.
Morning to you, morning to everybody.
Happy to say welcome in this particular capacity, no stranger to the show,
Yeah.
but certainly bringing in the Christmas cheer with this grand celebration for the Signal Hill Alumni Choir.
Yep.
We are looking at a fantastic show, I am sure, and we will get into the specifics of it shortly, but we are also looking at an iconic representation of our culture. Decades of beautiful voices. Tell us a little bit of the history. Try to summarize 40 years of the Signal Hill Alumni Choir.
Well, we started in 1984, coming out of the Signal Hill, the very successful choir from the school days,
Right.
1982. And so in 1984, we formed the Alumni. And from then, it has now kind of grown into a kind of institution of its own. So we don't only have Signal Hill people, it's now like a Tobago choir. And the 40 years, I can't believe, in March is actually the actual birthday.
Right.
But we are starting with this concert to raise the awareness. And certainly a number of things going to happen during the whole year of 2024.
Right, so from
Yeah.
Christmas to March, we have
Straight.
a few events then that we can look forward
Yeah,
to from the Signal Hill
definitely.
Alumni. Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Even more excited. Now, one of the things that I particularly appreciate is the folk performances. Heritage is something that we have had conversations on in many facets throughout the show today, actually, now that I think of it. But one of the most simple ways to do that is through music. So let's
Yeah.
talk a little bit about the decision and selections for performances, specifically this one, Songs We Sing. Familiar things then.
Yeah. All the songs for the concert, what we're trying to do is, I mean, I don't want to use the word happy because that does all kinds of things now, but we want to make everybody leave that concert happy, really happy to be there, and they can also hear songs they will sing. So we have a number of songs, songs by Relator, Something Soy by Chalk Dust, Susan Masio, Trini is the Best. You know, songs that we know, and we put our own styling to it. And then we have the traditional stuff. The Silent Nights, the O Come All Ye Faithful, again done in our own Trinbago kind of way. I have one thing to say to you though, that we only have one show, which is Sunday evening at 6.
Okay.
We had to make a decision on the Saturday because I think everybody is aware that there's going to be some electricity issues on Saturday. And because we're very concerned about patron confidence and patron satisfaction and so on, we made a decision to collapse all the shows into one show on Sunday the 26th.
Almost heartbroken because, I mean, the more the merrier.
I
But
know.
would we have seen two different performances on the day in any
It
event?
was the same show both nights.
Right.
It was.
So no stress for you in the sense of the rehearsals having to inculcate two different shows. It's one show that we're now having
Same
on
one
Sunday.
show. One show. And really, I'm going to use the opportunity to say all those who have tickets for Saturday can come.
Of course.
If not, we're going to put things in place to refund them their money.
And all those refunds will be needed because it is a show that has spanned over 40 years because it's magnificent. I use the word legendary because it does, as you say, stand like an institution on its own. And I wonder in terms of new alumni coming in or new persons coming in, as you said, it extends beyond alumni. How possible is that? We're in the thick of things. Are we still welcoming vocalists? And
Yeah. We welcome
performers?
people all the time. As a matter of fact, on this show, there are about 4 or 5 new persons who have joined in the last few months. It's a lot of work, but I think they've done well. The last practice, I actually had to commend them. And I think we're really excited. And the thing about Signal Hill, of course, you know, this starts a number of choral Christmas concerts, and we kind of jump out here after Love Movement is us, then Marionettes, then Lydians, and so on.
Right.
But we love our style, what we do. We don't stand up, you know that, and we need to move all the time. And so when people join, that's one of the first questions. Can you move? Can you know? So we've had people who can't move, and so we recommend them to another choir.
Really?
You know, yeah.
Who'd have thought? You need to be a vocalist with emotion for the Signal Hill Alumni Choir.
Yeah.
Fitting though, because that legacy continues to build and grow. We are seeing, as you say, the standard pieces, we are seeing the twist on things.
Yeah.
And yes, the focus is largely on vocalists, but let's talk a little bit about the percussionist and accompaniment that goes with the team. They have perhaps changed over time as well and grown there too.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about the preparation that they undergo.
Yeah, so the first thing we do is really deal with the music. So what we put together for this particular show, we have the Christmas classics, the compositions, and then we finally have what we call the Trinbago songs, which will be Chalk Dust, Relator, la la la.
Right.
So the first thing we do is work on the music. Then we go to the actions, the movements to all the songs. And then we marry the two. And then we bring in the musicians.
Oh, so they're actually the last ingredient, the last
the
sprinkling, if
musicians
you
come
will.
in last, yeah.
Now, are all your musicians actually formally trained to read music, or we have those playing by ear combinations?
Well, I'm one.
That's right.
So I'm there. Curtis Collins is there. That's another. He's trained at UTT. We have another drummer. He's also excellent. We have Richard Joseph, who is actually from here, but works with us when we have major productions. And that's the team actually.
Now, when we talk about this concert, or rather this calendar of events that will be leading up to the actual anniversary, we are looking at more concerts like this, outside performances. Tell me a little bit as to what we can expect.
So one of the things we've done over the years, because we tour every 2 years, we go to a major choral festival, and we've done several of those. This year, we actually did Costa Rica International Choral Festival. But what we plan to do is that we're very conscious of TNT music, both the folk and calypso. And I don't know if you recall, we did a big production at Queen's Hall called Soca Calypso Chronicles, right? Where we did about maybe more than, I would say, 40 calypsos, right? And soca and calypso.
Of course.
And so choral calypso and choral soca is a big thing for us. So we want to do something celebrating that, the music of TNT, the Rudder medleys, the tribute to Black Stallion, all those, we plan to make that a part of what we're going to do. And then we'll also be focusing on a concert called 40 Songs, where we're just doing 40 songs, celebrating 40 years.
I love it's just 40 songs, as if that is an easy feat. But okay. We will then see the same sorts of categories being explored: folk, classic, and
African. We do a lot of African music, as you know, calypso, reggae, world music, gospel.
Right.
Big for us.
Never ever fails to give us so much more than we can ever expect. But in this case, we're going back to the concert that is now happening on Sunday, is that it?
Sunday at Daaga Auditorium, UE. Tickets are available at Queen's Hall.
Right.
I have to explain that. You go to Queen's Hall to get the tickets, or you can buy it on Island E tickets.
Right.
And of course, on the day of the show, we're going to be there. People can also purchase.
Tell me a little bit about
$200, by the way.
Right, it was a good number. Tell me a little bit about the cast, though, because when we talk Signal Hill Alumni Choir, we have friends that we've made along the 40 years. Who can we expect?
Big time in the house, Los Alumnos de Sawa. Alicia Jalisa.
Tis the season.
Big thing. Tis the season. Colonel Somerville was a guy, I'm sure you all have had him here, I'm sure, who I really love to hear sing. And I think he's excellent both in singing and playing the pan.
Right, simultaneously.
And we also, and we also have Carol Warner, who is one of our really excellent performers on the violin. Don't know if you've heard her, but she's a UTT graduate also. Really solid musicians. So we have a good set of friends who are with us, and we have another big surprise where we have the audience also singing. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we're going to teach them some parts and they will sing with us. Yeah.
Well, we should have had those 2 days to practice, but we are now condensing everything into the Sunday show to make sure that the quality and the experience is phenomenal. And that I applaud you for, quite frankly. While it may be a little bit of scheduling for some persons, I'm almost certain you will have no refunds. I'm putting money.
Well, I'm glad that you said that. I hope not. But if it does, the last thing I'd like to say is that on the show, we actually have a special caterer that would be providing packaged meals kind of thing from Cakewood. Fabian, it's going to be, I experienced it at the Love Movement concert. Yeah, but certainly people can also look forward to doing some culinary, gastronomic stuff on the side.
So it's going to be a fantastic, enormous show on Sunday. As things are now condensed into one event, we are celebrating 40 successful years with the Signal Hill Alumni Choir. Thank you so much, John Arnold, for joining us this morning. Guys, you can get your tickets at the box office and online. But that's the way we're going to wrap the show this morning. So on behalf of Natasha Lake, my DJ Shaq, the team, and all of us here on the Now Morning Show, we wish you a fantastic Thursday morning, and we hope you join us tomorrow for another edition of the Now Morning Show. Your news is at the top. Stay tuned.